So perhaps you're a bit skeptical of all this talk of sanctification in a moment. You've always believed that sanctification is the process of becoming more like Christ, and that doesn't end as long as you're breathing. You would never want to claim that you're perfect after all. And I'm with you 100% on that. What I learned when I started reading this holiness material was that sanctification may be the moment you're cleansed from sin, but you'll still be growing into a more Christ-like person until you die. Listen to how Samuel Brengle puts it. A man may grow in his coat, but not into his coat. He must first get it on. Just so a man may grow in grace, but not into grace. A man may swim in water, but not into water. It is not by growth that you get the weeds out of your garden, but by pulling them up and vigorously using your hoe and rake. So you may pull the weeds out of a garden in one go, and this will help more effective growth in the garden. And in the same way, sanctification is the pulling out of the spiritual weeds by God's grace, something only He can do. And then because you've been cleansed, you really start to grow like never before. So I wrote this last song on the album about this. The first verse praises God for His cleansing, and then we get to the pre-chorus.
With all my heart be sanctified and pure. I have a way to go, of this I'm sure. I'm growing in grace. The Spirit's working in me. I'm growing in grace each day I live.
You'll always be growing in grace. Asking God to cleanse and free you, which I spoke of yesterday, is not the end of your journey. And perhaps this is why some of the terms that are used, like Christian perfection or entire sanctification, are not great terms. They seem to imply an end, but being sanctified by grace is a new beginning. And so in verse 2 I say this.
He came and pulled my sin out at the roots and filled my life with glorious godly fruits.
The sin is pulled out, but the fruit now needs to grow day by day. If you ask God to cleanse and free you from sin and you believe for it and receive it by faith, that's wonderful. But don't think you're now at the peak of your spiritual life. Oh no, you have much growth still ahead of you each day. Friends, I hope these songs have blessed you. They're special to me and they remind me of my call to live the sanctified and holy life. You can buy the MP3s on my website, stream the songs on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, or wherever you stream. And a reminder that if you sign up to support me on Patreon, for any monthly amount, you get my full catalogue of music and new downloads every week. Blessings, my friends. May you too be free at last and sing songs of His sanctifying grace.